We got it. We got it.
What up?
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Fuck yeah. That's what I like to hear. High five.
What up,
Yeah.
bro? I've been balls deep in the final shape. Some Destiny shit. You know,
Oh
you already know.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've been balls deep. Listen. You couldn't pull me out of there with a fucking. Oh, you fucking tied a chain around me and pulled me out with a car. It wouldn't happen. It's just like that. I've been balls deep. I have been. It's been crazy. It's been absolutely wild. The best expansion Destiny's ever had in the history of the IP. They took 10 years worth of story, of buildup, of love and care, and they've stuck the landing. And that is so fucking hard to do, especially when you are uh when you're Destiny and you're working under, Bungie. It has been an absolute pleasure. I am not ashamed to admit that we finished the story yesterday. We sat down and finished it, and I cried not only once but three times.
Oh, shit.
Uh, and
Damn. Hey,
it
that's
was crazy.
fire.
Yup, dude, I'm telling you, it was
That's
crazy.
fire.
It was crazy, and I will say, like, people think that some of those Fortnite events are some of the best gaming's ever seen. I'm gonna be totally honest. I think Bungie might have dethroned them.
Oh,
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
Hold on.
Yep.
Wait. Bro, you do realize what you're saying right now.
Yep. I hear it. Yep.
All right,
Dude,
I
I'm
gotta
telling
play it.
listen to this, listen
I
to this.
gotta
So you
play it.
you go
I gotta
through a
play it.
campaign. You go through a campaign that's got all these missions. On Legendary, they took us about 45 minutes each. And there's like somewhere between 8 and 12 missions. I don't remember. So you got a lot of hours in the campaign itself, right?
Okay.
You transition. You finish the campaign, and it's like, okay, raid launches Friday. You've got raid race happening. So there were over 400,000 people watching on Twitch for raid races, which was huge in itself. It's
oh,
the hardest raid Destiny's ever seen.
oh, shit.
Yeah.
There are teams stuck on the second encounter for over 10 hours.
Oh,
It
fuck.
it is the by the time the final team ends, it is over 19 hours since it started, which makes it the longest raid race that has ever been in Destiny history.
Holy fuck.
You finish the raid and a cutscene plays. And you think you're gonna finish the big bad guy, and something happens, and then this cutscene plays, and everyone you've ever known in Destiny history that is still alive shows up in this massive Avengers moment.
Oh,
And there's this scene
wow.
where the Vanguard
Dude.
captain Zavala is standing in front of everyone, and he addresses everybody, and he gives this like Braveheart war speech, and
Dude.
everyone charges forward to go fight the witness and his enemies. And from that point on, you see that cutscene, and it tells you that a new 12-man activity has been unlocked in the game, which is something that's never been done before. We've never
Oh,
been able to fit 12 people
wow.
in. So you go do this thing, and 12 people come blasting out the gates in the middle of this huge event, and there's so much shit going on. Everyone that you have built up this story with over the last couple years is there as like an NPC on the battleground. Everyone's
Dude.
doing different things. It's coming together perfect, and it's just it. I don't want to say too much to spoil it, but like you complete it, and there's these cutscenes. Just shit happens, and it puts this cap on the end, and it's so bittersweet, and it's just so fucking beautiful. And then the world opens up, and you're like, okay, now what? um so you are left empty a little bit, and you're like, okay, who knows what. And then they're immediately like, all right, well, so we've done this, right? We stopped the universe from ending. However, there's a power vacuum, and we don't know who's going to come in. And
Ooh.
so you're seeing that on all these different planets, there's these different things happening. There are a slew of post-campaign activities that you do for the seasonal stuff, which aren't even all unlocked, by the way. And every single one of them is fire. They're all fun.
Nice.
Um, the loot is incredible. I mean, everything about it is just a banger. I don't know, man. It really is absolutely fucking phenomenal.
That's all I
That
need to
sounds
hear.
fucking amazing.
I'm on Steam right now looking for it. All
Yep,
right. Let's gotta
that's
go
it,
ahead and get
brother.
this. All right. This
Yeah,
sounds like it's
dude.
gonna be pretty fun there, brother.
Yeah, it's so worth it. So worth it.
That's
Very
awesome.
worth it.
I don't know. I'm shocked with like everybody hyping it up, but I don't know if I could do it, dude. I don't know if I could go back.
I will say this. There are going to be a lot of people that are going to look at Destiny and that have had poor experiences with it in the past, and they're going to write it off. There's going to be two groups of people here. The first group of people
It's
are going to be the ones that Destiny is just not for them, and they have not experienced everything that Destiny has to have and has to offer. And if you have not done all of the story content up to that point, if you have not been invested in Destiny in the past, you will not enjoy this on the same level as everybody else.
yeah,
You
that's
have
kind
to
of
have
I can understand that.
you have to
yeah.
have a connection to the story and to the universe. If you are just going in, you can appreciate it for sure because it's a very special thing that they've pulled off regardless. But regardless of that, you know, you're not gonna have the experience I did where I went in and I fucking had to mute my mic 3 separate times and had to get up and walk it off one time because I was fucking like sobbing in front of my computer on stream.
Oh,
I respect
Um,
that. I respect
the
that.
other group is gonna be people that are connected but that have been driven away by this last year of Destiny, which has historically been one of the worst, and that will look at the new expansion and say, you know what? You can't trick me again. And to those people, I think I am the most sad for because they are going to psych themselves out and they are not going to come back for what is one of the most peak gaming experiences of all time. And that's just, you know, I mean, to teach their own. I've got some buddies that I don't think I could get to come back and play Destiny if I paid them money and they've got similar amounts of time as me. I've got 1,200 hours in. And to those people, I would just say, like, you know what? Sucks to suck. Like, sorry about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But you know, you're lost, you know?
That's basically what it comes down to, man. It's like
Yeah.
you can only do and say so much. And if there's anything that I learned about gamers, especially like the circle of gamer friends that I have, is that people just want to play what they want to play. And I ain't got time to try to convince you on some shit that's gonna be fantastic for me. My
Yeah.
experience is gonna be fantastic with or without you, dog. So
Yeah.
if you want to be along with it, sick. If you don't,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'm
Yep.
out of here. You know,
Yep.
I'm gonna go
True
enjoy
sleeve.
it.
That's
My
what you
biggest
gotta
Yeah.
thing
do,
about getting back into Destiny right now is I didn't play pretty much anything after fucking what was it, the Hive expansion? So
Oh, Witch Queen?
yeah. So
Well, so the crazy
I
thing is you
fell
only
You're
got
out
not you're
of it.
not far.
you only got one expansion before this
Yeah.
came out.
You're
And
not far.
honestly, the expansion's not bad, but it's okay. It was pretty bad, but like
But
it,
that's the thing. I didn't
as an
play. I didn't
experience,
play
it's not
fully
terrible.
through it. I only
Yeah,
played
well,
like
and that's
part of
fine.
it.
You'd be okay. You would have more than enough time to get in and finish it in the time that this season is starting. Um, and the good thing about it is a lot of the seasons have gone, or a lot of the expansions have gone free to play. And on top of that, if you wanted to get all caught up, there is a legacy collection now that is normally 50 or $60 that has everything you would ever need up to final shape, and it's on sale for like $20.
That's not too bad.
So really, this is the best time to get into Destiny. They fixed a lot of really shitty systems. I see Sinful and chats talking about they need better LFG, and that's so funny because they just released their new LFG system, their new in-game team finder, and it's actually really fucking good. The story's fire, the seasonal content's fire, the loot's good, man. I mean, very, very rarely do you find a time to come into Destiny where everything is smiling upon you like it is right now. Very, very
I
rarely.
love that. Listen, guys, here's the thing. Don't look for an excuse not to enjoy the experience. You know what I mean? Or if anything, if you're questioning it, go watch a YouTube video, talk to one of your friends. Like I wasn't sure if I was gonna get final shape, but after what Kyle said, sign me up. Here's my money.
Yep.
You know, like and Kyle's very honest about this type of stuff. He's not gonna sit here and be like, it's great when it sucks. If it sucks, he's gonna like, look, guys, don't touch it, don't waste your money, it's ass. Like it just, you know. So like to hear that, I'm launching it. All right. I'm
Yeah,
launching.
bro.
You got me.
It's good. And the
man.
other thing too is like if you're a new player and you are curious about it, just know that so much of the game is free now. They made a lot of the old expansions totally free forever. There's never been a better time to get in. And if you get in and you realize you want to do it and you want all the extra bells and whistles, that pack is $20. I mean, really, $20 for easily. I mean, the content that's just in that pack alone got me past the 1,000-hour mark.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
for $20 for what could possibly be thousands of hours of content. I know people that have branched 5,000 hours on just the stuff that you get in that pack. I
Damn.
mean, there is content for days, and if that is the kind of game that is for you, um, you will have enough content to figure it out for totally free. However, I would say do it soon because the hype is there, the community is there. There are people coming back to Destiny, and I'm gonna be honest, one of the best parts about Destiny is the community. It's
Hmm.
when people come together. Destiny's got this situation where when Bungie fucks up, the community is very vocal about it, and that makes the Destiny community seem really bitchy, and it makes them seem really unfair. And to be fair, I don't think that's true. I think Bungie sometimes needs people to get pissy for them to like get a boot in the ass so they can get moving. But the thing
Sure.
is when that community comes together, when Destiny is good, when Bungie is able to cook, that community creates such beautiful things, and the vibe is just immaculate. There's content coming out of all these creators. People are posting about it online. There's art and stories and so much just beauty coming out of it. So now is the absolute best time. Obviously, like from this point on, this year is going to be really solid for Destiny already because if you have a good expansion, the year that follows is always fire. But now's the best time. And if you're thinking about it, you're not going to want to wait. Destiny 2. Destiny 1's not getting anything new. I mean, you can play Destiny 1, but Destiny 2 is where all the fire's at right now. So
Did they ever fix the thing that really kind of killed it for me in Destiny 2? I played a little bit of Destiny 1, and I'm definitely one of those players that likes to explore.
mhm.
So I would be like, "Oh, what's down in this door in the starter area? Is there loot? Is there lore? Is there something interesting down here? Oh God, it's a level 63 and I'm only level 2."
Oh yeah, there is nothing like that anymore. No. Mm-mm.
Okay, good. Well, then I
No.
might try. Now the other question I have is, do you have to play Destiny 1 to understand or get the full story out of Destiny 2?
So that is gonna depend. If you
I
want
would
to
say
get
no.
in and you want to pick up the lore and just run with it, the game does a really good job of onboarding you. It tells you everything you need to
Yeah.
know about the universe up to that point, and it
Okay.
gets you. It makes you hit the ground running. In fact, with Final Shape, they just revamped the new player experience. I literally just this weekend got my girlfriend to start playing it with me.
Hmm.
And I started with her and we went through the new player experience and it's actually it was kind of boring, but it's really solid for a new player.
Okay.
And it does a really good job of telling you where you're at, what you need to know, and what is happening moving forward. That
Hmm.
being said, the lore is, in my opinion, the best part about Destiny. And if you want to
All
get the
about the
full
lore.
experience, there's a lot of lore that you're not going to have access to in Destiny 2. That,
Hmm.
however, is being remedied. There are two things you can do to get that lore. The first thing is there's a timeline in the game you can go to that will let you relive important moments from past games and campaigns, and it'll tell
Oh,
you
cool.
everything that's happened.
Okay.
The other thing is there's a lot of resources online. There are YouTubers that call themselves Destiny historians. My name is Bife is a big one.
Hmm.
That make videos going over all of the lore of past games and expansions. They go over all of the lore books in the game. It's a really deep and like it, it- it's a community that really gives a shit about the story that's being told, and there's a lot of
Hmm.
passion in it. So if you are in it for the lore, Destiny is one of the best experiences, and they haven't always been the best at delivering that lore to you if you weren't there for it, but it's definitely getting better, and I think that we're in a good spot right now for anyone that wants to really dip into that kind of stuff.
Sweet.
That's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love
All
that.
right.
Yeah. In fact, Bife just released a couple days before Final Shape launched. He released a 10-hour long video on the history of Destiny from the beginning of the first game to the beginning of the new expansion. And
Oh,
it
damn.
went so super mega fucking huge that it was like trending on YouTube and Bungie was like tweeting it out and talking about it. So if you're looking for like a way to really dive in deep, I'll go grab the link to it. There's probably never been a better opportunity to get in with that kind of stuff. Especially
Okay.
if you can handle like 9-10 hour long videos.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. Sinful has said it pretty much reminded, because I came off of Warframe and I was looking at Destiny and I was like, oh, this is kind of like Warframe with just less ninjas. And
Yeah.
I like the space ninjas. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the space ninjas.
It's a good transition if you're looking to go from like more of a first person shooter experience from
Yeah.
Warframe.
I'm gonna be honest too, like, and maybe I'm biased because I really do love a good sci-fi story. But I went into Destiny having no connection to Destiny at all. I didn't think I was gonna be invested, and now just like I joined in when Beyond Light came out, which was, I mean, shit. Let me see, Beyond Light release date. So obviously I played a little bit of Destiny 1 and then I fell off it because I didn't know what Destiny was. I didn't know like that it was like an MMO light and that's not what I was expecting, so I stopped. And then I
Mm,
came back at the start of Destiny 2. I completed the campaign and there was no more content because Destiny 2 on release was ass cheeks.
yeah.
And so then I quit. And then I came back in 2020, in the end of 2020. And just in the 4 years and some change, it has become probably I don't know if I'd say my overall favorite narrative and lore in any game universe, but it's up there. It's competing for my absolute favorite. And that's a title that's hard to grab because I'm a huge lore nut in like every game. So
Yeah.
it's so special. You definitely can't go wrong with it. Especially like as someone that has played a little bit of Warframe. Warframe's got some cool stuff going on, but I'm gonna be totally honest and blunt here. I don't think it holds a candle to what Bungie's cooking over
Oh
over
wow.
on the Destiny front. Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll have to
Alright.
see. I mean, obviously, to each their own. You might pick up Destiny and be like, this shit sucks. It's awful. It doesn't make any sense. And that would be totally founded. But for me personally, at least,
I think
it's a
that's
go.
true for a lot of games, honestly.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be naysayers, lovers,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
haters.
Haters.
Everybody has their opinions, their draws, their excitements, and other people are just. Some people are going to be down for it, and others just aren't. And the
Yep.
only
Yeah.
thing to do is just be like, "Okay, cool, I understand." Just don't be a dick about it.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Just don't be a dick about it.
It's like, why are you
Agreed.
enjoying this game that I hate? Stop having fun.
Oh my! Can we
Yeah, how
talk
dare
about
you
this for a
guys?
second,
How
Kefka?
dare you?
Can we talk
Hold
about
on, guys.
this?
We're 20 minutes in and we haven't even started. What do you mean? Hold on.
I'm sorry. Like,
No,
oh
but there
man,
is
that
something that needs to
topic
be
is so
addressed.
important.
There's something that needs to be addressed though in the chat. The biggest killer in dungeons is the platforming. If you are not into the platforming in Destiny, Destiny is not for you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Jumping puzzles are a part of the game's DNA, and it always has been.
Yeah,
And if
always
you're
has
not
been.
sipping the Kool-Aid, then I don't know what to tell you, but it's not for you, buddy.
Yeah,
It's an
just like
integral part.
That's like
just be happy with
fucking
whatever game that you love and just move on.
40% of the
You can always do
raids.
that. You can always do that.
Can you make this pixel perfect jump when you can't even see your feet?
Yeah. Honestly, like, and this is the last thing I'll say about it because we do need to move on. Destiny, it does this thing that I've never seen any other game do in this space, where it takes platforming and it makes it accessible to everybody. It doesn't matter if you're great at platforming or you're fucking awful at platforming. You are able to take the tools that they give you and make them work, and they make you feel like a badass, no matter how good or bad you are.
That's
Um,
important.
like triple jump on Hunter, anybody could fucking platform with that and still feel
Yeah.
doing it. Like there is no barrier there. There's a lot of barriers when it comes to other things like loot and grind and all that shit because it is an MMO, but like the
Yeah.
platforming,
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the game's fucking DNA and it feels good.
Yeah, it's not like a fucking smack you down. You need to get this fucking perfect
Get good,
jump to
scrub.
get on the get good to fucking do this platforming. It's like it gives you that Destiny gives you that huge cushion to where you can still you enjoy it even if you're kind of just I'm somebody who's not into platforming can just fucking jump into it and
Real quick,
Yeah.
I want to address
it's
chat.
not you don't have to stress yourself out a bit that I gotta fucking right on the apex of the jump I got double jump and then I got a triple jump.
Panda bear. If you do that shit, video it, it is going to be great content.
She's on my stream all the time.
I am going to prove that Destiny 2 can't help my awful platforming skills.
Yeah, so I can attest her
Insert
platforming skills
music
are
here.
they're something. So I said that I got my
Something.
girlfriend to play Destiny 2 this weekend. Pandal is my girlfriend. Hello everybody. So she's on my stream all the time, and she streams a lot too. So if you're interested in watching really shitty platforming,
Wow.
I say that as a joke. She's not that bad. She's not
Right
that
under
bad.
the bus.
But if you want to watch us get on the struggle bus, you know where to find it. She's really
Hell
not
yeah.
that bad though, and she honestly did a really great job this weekend. So I don't even know what she's talking about. I give her shit because she gives herself shit very and it's very unfounded. Maybe if I play into it now and again, she'll learn. But you know.
Best
So
cut
what
media
were you
content.
wanting to say real fast, Juice?
Oh no, we can talk about it for later. I do agree with J-Dog. We probably should get started.
All right.
Because we're just gonna do our usual thing and just digress for an hour
I mean,
and
we
a
can
half,
make
you
this
know?
a Destiny episode. I'm in. I mean,
Fucking just switch to a Destiny. See you fucking 2 weeks, Kefka. Sorry.
Man, I'm cool to vibe. I don't care.
I love that. I love that. Kefka's vibing.
But shit, I'm like, I mean, the more we get into it, the more content that comes out nowadays. Like, I wasn't joking earlier. I'm down for some fucking ad hoc episodes. Fucking, you know, bring the community up to speed. Fucking IGN just had their shit. The Game Awards just came in. Like, people, like, a couple people just want to come in, shoot the shit in fucking Discord, and we'll fucking stream it as an XP share event or some shit. Like, I'm totally down. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
That's where we could digress for hours, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to our
we're supposed
regularly
to talk about Sea of Thieves today or something, right?
regularly scheduled
I'm
programming.
the ring hero.
So most of you may remember Kefka from one of our first episodes. We got him to come
Ages
back.
ago.
Welcome back.
Thank you,
Great
thank
to have you. He
Sorry
has
it took so
currently
long.
been on the Sea of Thieves grind.
Yes.
And as if anybody was on 2 episodes ago, we got to talk to CJ Zephyr, who's been playing Sea of Thieves for pretty much since it was released. So now we are more than happy to get Kefka's perspective on Sea of Thieves currently as a sort of newcomer into the scene.
Yep. Yep. I am new boots. And it just went on sale. Nice.
So just refresh everybody on your gaming background, how you got into Sea of Thieves, what you think of it, your current play style. I know you've been slooping it up hella hard.
Yeah.
That's the word.
So I am so I'm a variety streamer. I play quite a variety of different games, and while I was trying to do like a hell of a bunch of games each week, I've cut it down to about 2-3 games. With the occasional Genshin Impact, because while it is my weakest game to stream, I do still really want to keep up with the story. So I still play Genshin Impact, but yeah, it's been a lot of Star Trek Online and Sea of Thieves, with the occasional bout of Baldur's Gate 3 as schedules work. It's almost like real D&D. Sometimes the schedules just don't work out.
Yeah.
So. But yes, I am brand new to Sea of Thieves. I started just a little bit before season 12 came live. I was gifted Sea of Thieves by my good friend Aeon Keeper, who absolutely knew that I would love the game after we were playing Raft and Subnautica. It just seems like all the ocean going games I've just absolutely loved, and Sea of Thieves is really no different. Um, D2 when Kitty wants to play by the doggo cat.
The
What?
doggo
What?
cat. Oh my god.
Did you have a stroke? Are you good?
No, because
Oh, jeez.
Kendall said cat plays
Oh, okay,
plays
I gotcha,
Thieves.
I gotcha. I'm gonna get hurt later. But yeah, so Aeon Keeper bought me the game, and I've been trying to rotate it in. And as a new player, I have been really diving into kind of getting a feel for the experience and playing on safer seas. Bleh. Safer Seas has been really good for a brand new character or a brand new player like
Oh
me.
yeah.
To get in there, kind of take a pick at each thing, kind of see what's going on without having to worry about, other players. And my goal is I want to at least try everything at least once. Um, in safer seas, so I feel I'm pretending like oh, you're only getting 30% of the rewards, but it's kind of like, well, I'm still paying for my chartered sloop. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of going into it, think of it like that, and looking for it. So I kind of have a goal. I have a reward to get the go into high seas and have a captain ship and be able to immediately sell stuff to the sovereigns. Like I don't have to do that grind, while I'm also having to deal with other pirates and stuff. Like I
Mhm.
have a baseline. I've bought my ship. It's good to go. I did the work. I did the grind at a 30%. Like I worked for it. I earned for it. And but yeah, I'm currently kind of working my way through the different tall tales and just focusing on the story, where the worst thing I have to worry about is a skeleton ship and a meg trying to eat me at the same time. So
Yeah. Well, that's like the story of Sea of Thieves is pretty good. I like how they kind of constructed it.
yeah.
Um, I think the good thing, one of the positives that I think came out of like some of their newest updates is that most of the PvP now is like they're in their own instance now. So it's not like PvP kids picking on PvEers all day anymore. So I think that's kind of like broadened their horizons of uh
Mm.
getting people back into the game in a
Oh
sense.
yeah. Yes, absolutely. I am looking forward to jumping straight into the chaos, but I figure once I've at least tried everything at least once, and kind of earned my right to do everything. So I kind of see how it's supposed to go without all the chaos before I add the chaos in, and then it'll be fun. Then it'll be fun. And it won't be too much of an issue. But I am definitely looking forward to seeing how this go and playing with friends. I know J Dog, you joined me one night as we were attempting to go for we were tempted to. It was supposed to be a fishing trip, and
It's a
it didn't
fishing
really
trap,
work
all right.
out that way. I mean, it did, but we were going after battle kills. The events didn't spawn right. I misunderstood which events you could even spawn them at, and then shit was attacking us, and it just and then time kind of cut short on us. So it didn't go too planned, other than it was going to be a vibe, and we were just going to chill and fuck around anyway. So in that regards, we succeeded because we did exactly that, and we got a little bit of fishing in, but it wasn't the fish I was going for. That's the only thing. But other than that, it was fine. It was crazy. It was good.
That's one of the things I appreciate about those type of open world games is like you can beeline it to do something you want, but
Hmm.
like run into optional things along the way that kind of
Yeah,
just expand on everything. And again,
exactly.
it's optional. You could either fucking do it or you can just fucking sail away and say
Move on.
bye.
Yeah. And I've noticed that too. Is like, okay, do we head straight to this island and start this next tall tale and get a jump on the island, or do you stop and do you loot these barrels of bounty that has appeared on your port side? You go a little bit further. Oh, there's a shipwreck. Do you stop and get all the treasure that's out of it? Maybe some of the food and stuff. You keep going in. A megalodon tries to eat you. Oh fuck. do you stop and fight and hopefully kill it in time to get some of the best food in the game and as well as a little bit of treasure, or do you sail on and it fucks off, you know? And of course, if a skeleton shit pops out, you could try to outrun it, but if you're close to where you're going, you're gonna have to deal with that asshole. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's like there's options, you know. Oh, you're sailing past an island. There's a rowboat over there. Well, you could probably use a rowboat. But if you get out on the island, an Ashen Guardian spawns. Okay, well, do I kill him and move on, or do I leave him alone? Do I fight him and go ahead and grab the Ashen Chest? Like, there's so many options. There's so many things to keep you engaged, and really, even the PvP is kind of like that baseline of chaos. And how much of it do you want to take on at any one time? Because even when you're, you know, on that island, just to get a fucking rowboat, you know, and okay,
Yeah.
now it's Ashen Guardian. While you're looking for that one, another one spawns, so you got to get that one too. While you're looking around, you find the message in a bottle, and there's an island that's nearby that's on the way to your destination that you could pop off, and it's either, you know, fight more skeletons or dig up loot. There's so much going on, and I know once we get to high seas, you know, it's just going to be the bottom layer of the cake to, oh, there's a player ship ahead. Do we communicate that with them? Can we be friends? Are we going to have to fight? Do we avoid them? You know, avoiding them might take us away from our objective for a little while, at which case there's more options for other players or emergent events or things to happen. You know, like, you have to weigh the options, and it's never just a straightforward game. And
Mhm.
honestly, even though, you know, despite my my history with PvP games and how I usually typically type of try to avoid them, I really think that's kind of part of the experience. And as a new player looking at it, realizing that the gold, it's whose line is it anyway? The gold doesn't really matter, and you know, the points are just for fun. You know, it's just there because
Yeah, yeah,
everybody
yeah.
has access to a lot of the same things that they're going to have. Everybody has the same weapons, everybody has the same type of ships. You know, the only thing that might change is the skill level of the players, the number of people on a ship, whether they happen to have gotten cursed ball cannonballs, uh curse balls, that sounds horrible. Um, but you know, other than that, you know, there's still a little bit of random and chaos. And you know, if you pay attention, if you make your choices right, you might still, you know, even a situation that, oh fuck, that's a 4-man galleon up ahead. They're coming straight at me. If I play this right, I could still win if they're a bunch of noobs. Well, of
Yeah.
course, you know, you could still get rolled, but that's the beauty of it. That's the chaos of it. And what happens? You lose whatever loot is on your ship. You start over again, you
Yeah.
start on a different island, and you can still continue on to where your original destination was. And you're not hampered or hindered by it by the end of it, because at the end you could just do, you know, do another bout of random shit and you're good to go.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
I'm noticing this trend where everyone seems to really be simplifying the idea of losing all your loot and having to start over.
Oh, here we go. Just
Um,
because I brought up Rust,
listen,
is that what?
listen.
Is that what?
How are
I love
people
it.
not seeking revenge IRL? You know, when these things happen, like
Yeah, because
you,
I'd be
like,
dropping IP addresses in the
bro,
chat, bro.
I'm
Like,
No,
you
don't get me
saying
know.
wrong. I've been
that
watching
shit
so many
is
Bro,
videos where
what do you
so many
mean? You
people will
played,
go after the people that sink them. So I mean, that does happen too.
enraging.
So
bro? You
I'd
you
be like
played
finding
fucking
this person's
Tarkov, dog.
fucking
What do you
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But like, I'd be finding these people's personal Facebooks and dropping exact latitude and longitude of where their kids live. I don't know what to tell you. I'm all
but now
about it. I'm
but now
about that life. I'll show up.
the thing is with some of that is that, you know, you're still making progress towards things. I mean, I don't play Rust, and I watch a couple of videos, but it's usually just like really really trolly. So I only kind of have like the
Mhm.
baseline understanding of the game. But like, if somebody raids your base, blows all your shit up, you know, blows up your workbench that has all your blueprints and everything, you have to re-get all of those again. Like, you have to relearn all those blueprints, or
What?
once they're
No,
No,
learned.
for
no.
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 After you
No?
learn a
Okay,
blueprint, you're good.
Oh,
okay.
So most of that is server based.
Uh-huh.
That
And
is true.
so if you learn a blueprint, you just got to rebuild the workbench and you can fucking make it again. Um, the cool thing with Rust, and I'm just like, I've I've always liked full loot games. You know, risking it all, taking somebody's shit, but also
Mhm.
risking your own shit. Like it's emotional masochism at its finest. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, fucking. Um, but I think the cool thing with Rust that I really like is not only do you have your progression tree that you could go up with your workbenches and
Yeah.
research the blueprints, but if you kill
Mhm.
somebody and you like say you kill somebody with a bow and arrow and they got a fucking pistol and you just shit on
Mhm.
their lives, you take that pistol, you throw it in a research bench, boom, you got the blueprint. Like
Right,
boom, I shit on your life and I got rewarded for it, and now that's mine.
right.
Now I can make that for
Well,
myself.
see, here's the other thing, and this is one of the reasons Rust is, you build a base, you put all this time, work, and effort into making the base, trying to make it safe, and somebody finds a weak point, shits on everything, and you're back at square one. And you are arguably less well off compared to the rest of the server that has still made progress, still continue building on their base, still gotten more blueprints. You're having to start over again,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the part where I could definitely agree with Juice Wayne, where it was like, oh my god, I'm ready to go to war here, and just start
Emotional damage.
data bombing people or some shit or whatever. But
yeah.
you don't have that problem with Sea of Thieves. If your
Okay.
ship sinks, if your ship sinks and you die, you just respawn at a new island with a
Yeah.
brand new ship. It didn't cost you anything. The only thing,
Except
the
my
only
pride.
except your pride. Yeah, that's the only thing.
That's
That's the
pretty
only thing
big.
that really hurt is your pride. It's like, ah, shit, I got the fucked
Okay.
over.
Yeah.
All
Um,
right.
you don't lose any of your weapons. The only thing you can buy in the game is cosmetics. All that gold that you earn from digging up buried treasure, looting ancient sunken treasuries, or fighting pirate skeleton ships, or raiding fortresses, all that gold. I mean, once you manage to sell that treasure, that gold is yours to keep. So if somebody sinks you and you have 1,000,000 gold on you, when you respawn, you still have that 1,000,000 gold. It's
Very
just the
nice.
Yeah.
physical objects that are on your ship. If you haven't sold them yet, that you can lose and other pirates can take and go sell. But once you get to an outpost and you get all that treasure and sold at the outpost, that gold is yours. And you
Oh
can't lose
yeah.
it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if I got 50 grand and like some diamonds and shit, and someone pulls up on me and shoots a fucking 50 caliber steel ball into my head, I'm that's when the latitude and longitude's coming out. I'm gonna be honest. That's
That's fair. Like
that's when I
I
start
can
getting
still
real toxic
understand
real
that. I
fast.
can still understand it. But but
That-
at the end of the day, if your ship sinks, you're not starting somewhere,
yeah.
in a
With butt
rowboat,
fuck
and now
nothing.
you have to take a rowboat to go loot things so that you can make enough money to buy a new ship, where everybody else is still in their ships and they're making bigger and better
Yeah.
with more dangerous cannons or whatever. There's none of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
not
you
as
lose
Oh,
your
fun
okay.
ship,
looking.
you respawn, you have your ship back. And in fact, one of the regular things that it's kind of become a tradition, that Aeon kind of instilled with me, is that, because let's say if you end your session, if you didn't sell any loot, that loot is gone. But or better, actually, that's not the right thing to focus on. The ship, you get battle damage on the ship and all that. And when you're done, if you sold all your loot, you're done, you're fixing to log off for the ship. We regularly sink the ship and then
Okay.
play music while it sinks into the water. We scuttle the ship and watch it sink into the water, and then once it's done, we log off. And in
Oh yeah.
nicer players, what they'll do if they have storage crates that you get over time. Yeah, the salute. The storage crates, and they'll load up all their cannonballs, all their food, all the stuff. They're not gonna be able to take them with you. You can't save it because every time you start with a new ship, you start with a baseline number of cannonballs and food and planks and all that. So all the extras that they've gathered, they'll load it all up in the storage crate, leave it on the end of the dock, sink their ship, and then log off. And
Yeah.
then another pirate crew can come by, see, oh, there's some storage crate left at the end of the dock, find it full of loot, and somebody else can make use of it. So I mean, there's people that do stuff like that. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because the experience is more important than the loot. The loot is
Mm.
just the reward for going out and mixing shit up. And I love that. And I think as cautious as I am with PvP, as much as I don't like playing PvP because of how tilted I get, that right there might be the one thing that makes it okay for me.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
if
All
another
right.
ship rolls up on me, just absolutely sinks me into the sea at a
The depths of
moment's
hell.
notice, and I'm like, well, fuck.
Mm.
Okay, we're starting off at a new island. Oh, there's a new treasure there that was washed up. You know, I've already got
Yeah.
loot, and I just
Yeah.
respawned in. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's just how
I
greedy
appreciate
you can
that.
get, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate that as well because it's good to know that like basically it's pretty difficult to the last thing I want is to go from being Luffy to Usopp. You know,
Bro,
that's the last thing
bro,
I want. That
I'm
would
telling
that'll
you,
kill me.
I'm fucking
That'll
telling
kill
you, the
me.
last fucking 20 minutes, all I've been thinking about is, you know what? Sea of Thieves is cool, but when do I get devil fruits?
You know what? Here's the
When
other
do I
thing.
get superpowers? When do I get to go and be the king of the pirates, bro?
They should totally
Where's
do
the
that.
One
You know
Piece?
how amazing that would be? So
Oh
Sea of
man, a
Thieves, in
crossover.
addition to having their own stories, they've got two tall tale campaigns that are full crossovers. There's a Pirate's Life Tall Tale, which is Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack
Nice.
Sparrow, the what's his name or
Flying
what's her
Dutchman
name?
and shit.
Yeah, the Flying Dutchman. Uh,
Elizabeth, something.
I don't know if Elizabeth shows up, but I know the crew of the Black Pearl shows up. Um, what's the goddess? Calypso. She's there.
Calypso, yeah.
Calypso's
Very cool.
literally
Very
on
cool.
every outpost you go to. She's the start of the story. You go talk to Calypso. Um, yeah. So they got that one, and they've got another one, which is the Legend of Monkey Island. So all those people who played the Monkey Island
Yeah.
adventures and everything. So there's that too. If they were to do a One Piece crossover, that would be fucking amazing. And
Yeah.
I don't even watch One Piece, and I would be like fucking down for that. You know, let's
Yeah.
bring it on.
100%.
Let's see what kind of crazy shit they can throw into this.
Yeah, well, even if they just like, because there are going to be a lot of people if you do some shit like that that will absolutely hate the idea of there being
Yes.
like some sort of superpowers in their Sea of Thieves. It's like you got the peanut butter camp and the chocolate camp, and there are going to be people that really love making them both together, but then there are going to be people that really fucking hate it too. So like,
Mhm.
why don't you make like a server shard that's like, hey,
Do it.
here's an event server or like an arcade server or something where we can try out new things. And then they're like, hey, here's our One Piece collab. Go out here and fucking slap people around from 3 ship links away with your rubber arms. Like, I'm in.
Well, they might
I'm
be
in.
able to
Okay.
do something like that. Who knows?
Yeah.
Except for make it
Important
just
question
like
now. Hold up. All right. Peanut butter and chocolate. All right, 1 out of 10. Let's go. Hold on. Now I
peanut
need to
butter.
know. Now I'm interested because Kyle brought this up. Wait.
Bro, I'm gonna be
That's
honest.
a 9.
We just saw earlier
Okay.
that apparently Jif makes peanut butter and chocolate mixed into one
Yep.
jar now.
Wait.
It's a thing. I just
Okay,
bought this
okay.
today and I haven't tried it.
Milk chocolate or dark chocolate though? Hold
Milk
up.
chocolate.
Milk
Oh,
chocolate.
okay.
It's gotta be
Nutella.
milk chocolate. It's gotta be
Kendall's
milk
like,
chocolate.
no.
I mean,
Wait,
it's okay.
you prefer the dark chocolate?
Dark chocolate and peanut butter, dude. That is like.
Sounds good.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. Dark chocolate and white
Let's
chocolate.
try it.
Together in
You know what?
harmony.
We're about to be
Jungle
Wait.
Fever chocolate?
Wait.
We're about to be
Pando's
Yes.
saying no.
Jungle
No.
juice chocolate?
Yes.
What? I want some of that.
Jungle Fever chocolate could be fire, brother.
You
That
take
could
a
be
bite of it,
fire.
and
Peanut
you're
butter? Oh
immediately
yeah.
drunk.
So Pandle is
Take
Pandle
my
is
chocolate with peanut butter.
That's a.
yeah, she's a chocolate purist.
Actually,
I
which I
mean,
respect.
speaking of weird
respectable, yeah.
mix-ins, I got to tell y'all about this because this is actually really cool. My wife is really, really up on this one store called Nerdy Nuts, and all they do is like peanut butter mixin, and it's all kinds of different stuff.
Ooh.
Every Sunday, they probably came out with some new flavors today. They come out with new flavors every Sunday, and they regularly sell out. So she like waits at her computer and waits for them to go live for the new flavors every Sunday,
Nerdy
and tries to buy
nuts.
some more peanut. I mean, we're talking about things like
Nuts.
there was one like peanut butter, almond butter, all kinds of different stuff. They have one that it was like banana pudding mix-ins, and you would get like banana flavoring and marshmallow cream and a little bits of like the pie filling or different things like that. There was another one that was like blueberry pop tart, and dude, check it out, Nerdy Nuts.
This looks so good.
Wait,
Yes.
okay, all right.
What the
Nerdy
Why
nut.
would you do this to me? Why would you do this to me?
Hold up.
This
Homemade
looks
and
so
small
good.
batch. Whoa, sugar cookie?
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
God
bro.
damn.
Hold on. All
Gourmet
right,
munch? That sounds like
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this was the most important question on XP Share to date. What the fuck?
you know what?
I'm learning so much about everybody right now, including
Listen,
chat.
Nerdy Nuts, you're looking for a sponsorship candidate? All I'm saying is you know where we're at.
We
okay?
love nuts. That's all I know.
Yeah, all I know
I
is we
one
were
thing
talking
we
about
love-
cock sleeves the other day. I mean, we're kind of
There it is. There it is. Fucking what was the first motto we were going with? Fucking
Oh.
crack media. Yeah, we're legit. We like nuts.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Sponsored by Nerdy Nuts.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm keeping this tab up. I might have to borrow me some of this.
Just
good.
keep in mind. Just keep in mind they are very popular.
I am
They sell out
scrolling right now.
very fast.
Okay.
The
They go
fuck?
live with their new batches every Sunday.
Okay.
So you'll have to be ready on the
What's
ball.
up,
Wait,
Mr. Nuts?
hot fudge Sunday butter treat. Wait, hold. Okay, nope. All right, I'm just gonna tab off of that real quick.
Bougie
So
brownie? Oh my
Hold on.
god.
I'm gonna have to go through this shit later. The fuck? Oh god.
Nerdy Nuts, give me a sponsorship. I just made y'all money.
Oh man. Yo, let's go. First sponsorship for Crack Media. Hello. Fucking hey, dude. I love it.
Brownie.
Yeah, anything nerd related, we're down for it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Anything nerd related, just
Fuck.
sign me up.
I like how the I like how the tab description is nut butter.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. All nut
All
butters.
nut
Oh fuck.
I'm in. I'm so in.
Mike, you haven't played Sea of Thieves yet, though. I thought you have.
I have not. I'm not gonna lie though. Kefka's got me thinking about it.
I
'Cause,
think you might like it. But I'm telling you, do what I'm doing. See, the safer seas option is relatively new. The community has been asking for something like it for quite a long time, and as a new player, I think it's one of the best ways to get your feet wet in the game, see how it is. Because don't get me wrong, the tutorial that kind of teaches you how to play is great, but it doesn't cover everything. And I shit you not, by the time you get into the game and start really getting into it, you will know how to sail a ship. Because you almost have to know how to sail a
So
ship.
you'll know how to sail a ship, but the rest of your crew, that's up to you, dog.
It's up to you, yeah.
You're gonna have to dictate that shit for yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, and this is something that might make a difference to people who have played Sea of Thieves before and be like, you are getting only 30% of the rewards for the loot. So if you have something that's like 3,000 worth 3,000 gold, you're only going to get 300. So the grind is going to take you a bit longer. The faction
1,000.
reputations cap out at level 40 on safer seas. They go up to the max cap is like 1,000 in the main game. You
Okay.
do get 30% of the reputation increase for turning in loot, and you can't have a captain ship. And what is a captain ship? A captain ship is basically your way to it's kind of a separate mechanic, but if you have a captain ship, the cosmetics that you buy will save, so you don't have to go to the shipwright and choose all your things. So it kind of saves you some quality of life steps. Two, as you can progress basically the legend of your ship as you sink ships, kill skeletons, turn in loot, hell, eat food, fish, cook. Everything that you do on the ship is tracked and adds towards levels to certain things on the ship and increases the renown of your ship. So it's kind of like the only thing that progresses. And
Yeah,
again, as I said before, even if your ship sinks, you don't lose any of
that's
that.
awesome.
And then there's a side faction called the Sovereigns, where you have to have a captain ship to do business with them. And if you do, the Sovereigns, they're really easy to tell where they are in the island. They got a big tower, so you know where to sail your ship to. You sail your ship to them. They have harpoons on their dock that allows you to rapidly pull treasure off of your ship, so you're not having to by hand pick up one treasure chest at a time and take it over to each individual faction to sell it. Instead, you just climb up onto the tower at the Sovereigns, harpoon everything onto the little elevator, ride the elevator down, and then you're just like turn and pivot, sell to that one guy at the Sovereigns, and the Sovereigns disperse the loot out to the factions and get you your faction experience for all the factions. So you got to
Yeah.
take it to one guy.
Dude,
So
Okay.
when I played with CJ and he said that was a
uh,
thing now, I was just like, thank Jesus.
yes,
Like,
yes.
I don't have to
Unfortunately,
run across the island with a fucking treasure chest like for 30 minutes.
yes.
God, sign me
So,
up.
but unfortunately, safer seas do not have. You have to be on high seas to have your captain ship, and so that means you have to be on high to do business with the Sovereigns. Uh,
All right.
there are one or two other things, like there's certain events like the Fort of the Damned you can't do. There's certain achievements. You can't do anything with the Reapers because obviously the Reapers are the PvP faction, and well, there's no other players to fight, so you can't get any progress with
Yep.
them.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
There's things like that that are more obvious. And then the last thing I would say to keep in mind about that is, and I had it for a second and I forgot. The Reapers, Captainship, Sovereigns, the gold reduction. I forget. I don't know. It might have been the least important thing, which is why I didn't lead with it. But yeah, Safer Sea is a great way to get used to the game, get to feel for how the game feels, learn that headshots don't matter, just go for body shots. It does the same amount of damage. They don't do headshot tracking. Get used to doing ship to ship combat with AI, how the puzzles do. And if you're like Kyle, if you really like the story and the lore, you can literally just do the tall tales and not have to worry about other players coming in and ruining your experiences. You're trying to futz through a freaking puzzle that's kicking your ass. You're not having to futz through a puzzle that's, making you rub more than one brain cell together and also deal with other pirates that are coming in and trying to loot treasure on the same island that you're on. You're not having to worry about that.
Yeah.
Just focus on the tall tale. In addition, there is a fishing faction, or it's kind of a fishing faction.
Okay.
And while you can get money for them on high seas or safer seas, oh, I remember what I was going to say. As you can get money fishing, you get more money on high seas. But pretty much the main idea for getting stuff for them is the commendations, which you can easily do on safer seas. Now, again, of course, they cap out at level 40, just like the rest of them, but hey, it's not too bad. Or if you're like me and you just want to chill vibe with maybe a little bit of chaos every once in a while, if you just want to go and fish, if fishing is actually enjoyable for you and it's not a grind like it is for many others or whatever, Safer Seas is great for that. Just pop on over to a seaport, drop your line in, just sit and fish and chill, and then immediately turn and sell the fish, and you get to go. The last thing that I was going to say is you can switch back and forth between high seas and safer seas at any time. It's just you start a new game, of course, but you can, like, if you're playing on high seas and you're like, I just want to chill today, I don't want to deal with other players, you can go over to safer seas and grind commendations, because the commendations, it doesn't matter what high seas you're on, unless they're whether which seas you're on, whether you're on safer or high, unless it's like PvP commendations, because obviously you need players for that one. But other than that, yeah.
Mm, okay.
You go have to AFK fish farm.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I honestly, I thank you.
Welcome.
I think I'm gonna actually give it a shot. You know,
Give it a
especially
shot, man.
with the whole safer seas feature. I want to say that I heard maybe CJ bring this up before as well. Um, I do recall hearing the term safer seas about in regards to safety. So then it's yeah, it sounds
For
cool,
a
man.
new player that has never touched Seas before, Safer Seas is a knock out of the park.
Yeah.
It is such a good idea. It gets the game, gets you trained, gets you practice, and gets with any kind of training, with any kind of getting better at anything, you need to have a baseline. And if you can't sail your ship past, running into rocks and everything, what kind of hope are you to have to learn the PvP loop?
Yeah.
When you can't
Yeah.
even sail the ship, when you can't even
Yep.
fight against, the AIs, which are arguably dog shit. They're not nearly the threat a player is going to be, because a player can do all kinds of stuff. A player can chain shot your mast. A player can shoot you with, change up their ammunition on a whim, shoot you with scatter shot, shoot you with fire bombs, board you. Skeletons don't board you. You have to learn that mechanic. And if you're still struggling with how to even drive your ship, Safer Seas is great for making those mistakes without having to immediately pay for it because another player is ramming a ship down your throat, literally sometimes.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's the one thing I
Some
appreciate
freaky
about
shit.
Sea of Thieves is its ability to, like, just easy access to get into,
Yes.
for anybody.
It wasn't always
Even
like
more
that,
so now. Yeah, it
but
was not like that before, but now it's
uh
easier than ever. Shit,
mhm.
I'm pretty sure even fucking Rannon would play it.
And it's a perfect time too, I think,
Oh, he'd
because
like it.
like I said, I started just before season 12. Well, one of the big things about season 12 is the inclusion of PlayStation 5 players.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in addition, while the interest of all this is bringing back a lot of veterans who have hundreds, thousands of hours in the game, they are already pirate legends. They know how to walk the walk and talk the talk, and how to sail their ship and just completely dick on kids, on their ship. But now you have a whole new group of other players who are also new, so the odds are you getting into this game where everybody else has just an experience advantage on you. Now you are mixed in with other players that also might are still learning. And so
Yeah.
you have that good mixture of experienced and non-experienced that kind of gives you a chance to learn those important, PvP
Yeah.
lessons.
Yeah. And again, even if you aren't playing on safer seas, 90% of the time the PvPers are in their own fucking instance anyways.
Yeah.
Either
Well,
that,
Mm.
or there's this thing
there's
called what's the
it's
PvP event?
well,
Um
the thing that you can do is called
Hourglass. That's what it was.
Hourglass,
Yeah.
and it's not really instanced. They used to have an instance thing called Arena, but there wasn't enough community interest in it, so they sunset it.
Well,
But what they
that's the thing with Hourglass though, because I think what it is correct me if I'm wrong, is you're still in the
you're
PvP
still in
high
the
seas realm, but you're targeting a specific ship. So it's not
right.
like he's generally looking for PvP. He's looking for a specific ship to go kill. So he's not going to fuck with
Well,
you anyways.
here's what happens. Here's what happens with Hourglass. You have two ways to handle Hourglass. When you start Hourglass, first you choose which faction you fight for. The Guardians, which are like quote unquote the good guys. The pirate. The ones that are fighting for the pirate legend. And then you have the Flames, which is fighting for Flame Hearts faction. The bad guys, the ones that believe everybody must die. Take the strong over the weak. All that. You choose which faction, which determines what color flames are coming off your hull. So everybody that looks at you knows you're prepped for Hourglass because they'll be able to see the green or red flames of your faction on your ship. So they know you are here for PvP. From there's two things you can do. You can either dive, which I don't know if you lose your loot in that initial dive, but anyway, you either dive, at which point the game matches you with another player who is selected Hourglass and sets y'all up for a fight. And when that happens, you get a circle. It's almost like Warzone, except for the circle doesn't shrink. You're in a circle and you both dive out of the water facing each other, and then it's go time. Yeah, and y'all have a naval battle. So it's real quick, real easy to get straight into the battle and go for it, go to town. If you sink the other ship or they sink you, obviously the one not sunk is the winner. If one ship gets chased out of the circle, that ship loses. Hell, some of the strategy is literally like launch over, board the ship, angle their wheel till they go out of the battlefield, to win. So there's different strategies you can do for things like that. So that's option one, where it's the matchmaking. Just get straight into it, pair us up, and you go. And whoever wins can leave the circle because the circle disappears after that. And you can either dive again to prep for the next fight, or you can do the other option, which is where you prep for Hourglass and you don't dive and you just sail around, and either other people can fight you as normal or you can fight them. And if somebody else from the other faction comes within range, it's an Hourglass fight. And I think it does the same thing. You can have your fight like that too. Now, the interesting thing to note, from what I understand of Hourglass, is because it's not an instance. So because you're on regular servers, you could be having a fight with another Hourglass person, and a random third party motherfucker can come up and join in the fight for one side or the other, try to sink both of y'all. So like I said, chaos is always in play with this game.
It works. It works.
I'm downloading it right now. So I
You're
mean,
downloading it right
I'm
now.
already sold.
Okay.
I'm already sold.
Say no more. I'm sold.
I got sold on two things in this episode already.
So as I said
two
before,
things.
I'm
It's like,
trying to go through. I'm trying to complete all the tall tales on Safer Seas, so I get the story. And then I want to go through and I want to try to take on each of the random events on my own, and maybe one or two other things. And then I'm going to be locked in for high seas, and I'm going to be inviting people to join in. J Dog, I know you're down. I'll probably send you an invite. It's like, hey, I'm gathering a crew. Do you want in? And I know I've got like eight or nine people that are already like, if you can get me in, I'm in. So I got to figure some sort of rotation out. But yeah, how to
You need
to
a
sail
damage
those large
dealer,
ships.
dog. I got you.
Yeah, hell yeah. I need to learn how to sail big ship though. I'm so used to being agile and nimble with a freaking sloop. I've been
Bro,
solo slooping so long.
the fucking galleon is a fucking freight train, dog. Like,
Oh my god, it is. Like,
I mean, if you're like going up against a sloop, like you're gonna outrun that dude all day. But turning, like,
yeah.
your
Like
crew better be on point.
we're gonna have to do like we're gonna have to like time it with the crew and be like, okay, I'm cutting the wheel. Everybody meet me at the capstan. Drop the anchor.
Yeah, you gotta do
Drop
the
the anchor
fucking
to do a
anchor
quick
turns.
turn, and then all four of us gotta pull it right back up immediately. And that's something that's easy to do as a sloop. Like one person could do anchor turns like nobody's business and immediately pull a 180 and go the opposite direction, and then use the harpoons to cut corners tighter and all that stuff. But those big ships, like, no, it takes coordination.
Yeah.
So maybe a little less chaotic next time when we do that, but I'll have to figure something out.
Yeah, it's just making sure at least like everybody, especially when you're doing a
Everybody has a
4 player,
role.
everybody's doing something, dude. There's no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's nothing worse than fucking playing Sea of Thieves with a fucking somebody who's AFK in the fucking crew quarters and you're trying to run a
Yeah.
4-man fucking ship. Like, bro.
Yeah. Now you can get away with that a little bit
Going up
more
every
with the
DoorDash.
brigantine,
Exactly.
but yeah.
Me. Love that.
Now I know we were talking earlier about the new game announcements and stuff with IGA or IGN.
IGA,
And
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
sorry.
Oh my god, you did not just drop that right now. Holy
On
IGA.
accident, I
shit.
swear.
So,
But no, IGN. You want to
give them a little background. Give them a little background.
So IGA was J Dog, me, Bell, Cameron, and a handful of other people. Long story short, we were basically trying to make our own like gaming studio. Like we were gonna make games. In fact, that's how I met J Dog. Is Bell met me in like RP chats or something. It was really liking the stories that I was telling in RP chats, and so they brought me on as a story writer, and I was going to write this story for an RPG that we were going to do. And of course, we were, several of us were in high school or college and stuff, and it obviously it fell through because we're not making games. Then it kind of became this
Not
thing where we
yet.
were going to use it as like a video game social media platform, and I actually really got behind the idea behind this, and I really kind of wished it had succeeded better than it did. We kind of got a prototype version working where everybody has like their gamer card. Xbox has their gamer profile, Nintendo had their gamer card profile, Steam had their gamer card profile, and if you wanted to see anyone's achievements, trophies, things like that, you had to go to each website. Well, we were trying to make a website that would consolidate that information. Everybody would have, you would log in, you would connect your Steam, your Xbox, your Nintendo, your PlayStation, and all your information was there. What games you were playing, what games you had, what achievements you have got, all right there in one easy to see location. Honestly, if we were successful, Nintendo probably would have sent us a cease and desist. Let's just be
Yeah, straight up.
but anyway, that's what we were hoping to do, and we had like a prototype version of it that kind of worked. Like I remember we could see like our Steam achievements, and I think Xbox as well was also working, and I think we kind of had Nintendo working too, but it was a little buggy.
For anybody who's ever used the application, I don't even know. I'm googling it right now. I don't even know if it's a thing anymore. It used to be called Raptor. If
Yeah,
anybody ever used that, it was pretty much what Raptor was in a sense.
yeah. So we were trying to do something like that. That's what IGA was, the International Gamers Alliance.
I
later-
remember this too.
Yeah,
Like I feel like I remember seeing posts and things like that.
I talked
I don't
about
know.
it for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
It's let's just say Crack Media might be picking up some of the pieces at some point.
Nice. I see the vision. I like it. And earlier you mentioned the things about watch parties. Super down for something like that. Like especially if there are. I mean, I was just talking earlier about the Xbox,
And that's
like
something I
the
wanted
game
to bring up when you're
show,
done.
and like all of these. I know. At one point there used to be a. Damn, I can't remember the name of the convention anymore. It happened in June every year.
E3.
Someone help me, please. E3. Jesus
Either
Christ.
Oh
Like,
no!
Some of the brightest
I don't
moments
know.
of my
only,
life.
Like,
only
how did I
the
forget that
Super
name?
Bowl
Oh, you
video
fucking forgot
games,
about
you
E3.
know?
Only
See
hasn't
ya.
happened since 2020.
And thanks,
And,
COVID.
yeah,
Fuck,
man.
right? Man,
I think. I mean, I love stuff like that, man. Some
hell
watch
yeah!
parties for those
I'm
events would be sick.
totally down. Let me know when y'all are gonna do it. I'm down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be
and there's so many
As long as
segments to
I'm not
cover too,
streaming.
right?
well,
As long as I'm not streaming up there.
I'll be getting more like in tune with that. I mean, it's fucking as everybody here knows, dude, it's so hard to get me off of fucking gaming. But like, fucking gotta do it for the media, dog.
We're doing
Media
But
dog.
Tuesday.
between between tournaments on weekends, between showcase events and stuff like that, like I would just love to just have a group of people to like come in and cover it all.
Hell yeah.
Even if we don't do it on stream, like we can just
Where are you
fucking
going, dog?
VOD it up and talk about what's going on. Somebody sees something sick on one showcase, be like, "Yo, everybody, come check this out real quick."
Yeah. I know for one thing,
Yeah.
I am immediately once we're done here, I am going to go and check. There's two things that I've caught wind of that I want to see, and one of them pertains to the Sea of Thieves topic tonight, and the other one is anybody that knows me knows I am a complete Doom fanatic. Like I played Doom when it first came out, like the
Bro, that
original.
trailer looks so good.
New announcement.
Yeah,
It
so
looks so
I
Yeah.
fucking
heard
good,
about
bro.
Doom Dark Ages, and I'm like, I must
Yeah.
find that. Oh, absolutely, Doc. Absolutely. And then the other thing is that there's a lot like so Sea of Thieves is prepping for something pretty big. And one of the other cool things about Sea of Thieves is it's one of those games that does a really good job at the things that change in the game kind of evolve naturally. That's probably the worst way. Okay, when they come up with an update or they have a story, the story impacts the world.
Yeah.
And to give an example of that is,
okay.
if you know anything about Sea of Thieves, an outpost known as Port Merrick. From what I understand, Port Merrick was like an island. It was just a random island out there, and there was a big story event thing that happened, and the community got to choose whether an island in Sea of Thieves was either saved or destroyed. And saving the island won the vote. And that island became Port Merrick. But they didn't just you load the game in and all of a sudden there's this massive, port town um on the island. No. They built that shit up over months.
Mm-hmm.
You logged in one day and all of a sudden there's a bunch of construction material out on the island. The
Ooh.
next month, the construction they've got the foundations of the port city in place. The next month, you're starting to see the buildings coming to. They literally built that
Yeah.
city, that outpost in the game until Port Merrick was complete. That shit fascinates me, and I love that, and they're doing it again. So the big thing that is coming with season 12. So the to backtrack a little bit, the big bad of Sea of Thieves is Captain Flameheart. Captain Flameheart is the pirate that basically he wants to take over the Sea of Thieves, and he wants it to be about killing and looting and plundering, and you know the strong feeds off of the weak. Those kind of assholes. Right?
Sure.
And if he can, basically the idea is if he can get a if he gains control of the Sea of Thieves, and he'll chase out the different factions, and it becomes a much more dangerous place, and skeletons everywhere. And because the Sea of Thieves technically takes place in like this pocket dimension, like between Bermuda and Florida or some shit like. Maybe not, but anyway, it's definitely like in the Caribbean. Um, that he would be able to break free from the Sea of Thieves and spread his brand of piracy across the seven seas of the world. That's the big threat that Flameheart has, and the big underlying story throughout all the tall tales and the adventures that used to be in the game was that Flameheart is trying to return. Flameheart is trying to return. He's like stuck in some, he's stuck in the dead people's dimension or whatever. Um, and they finally, they've been teasing this threat for so long that they finally did another vote, and everybody's like, "We're so fucking sick and tired of this. Fuck it, bring him back." so, so that's the big story thing, is that Flameheart is returning. And in addition to him returning in season 13, his ship will be returning first. And it's going to be it's a really interesting thing that they're going to be doing with it, is that Flameheart's ship will be kind of this persistent event throughout each server, that it's crewed by a skeleton crew. It is a dreadnought, so it's got like 12 cannons on each side, multiple levels. It is a gigantic ship. Plus, it has a flame on the front. It's bigger than the galleon that you get in the ship, and you can either take it on and sink it, or you can board the ship, fight your way to the shrine, pledge yourself to Flameheart, and become one of the crew. And you and other players can sail Flameheart's ship across the Sea of Thieves and fight other ships and other things with it. And that's not all. In addition, Flameheart is off after some sort of artifact, some sort of orb that the ancients had. And he's going to be looking for it on these specific islands. Well, once these islands are complete, um, you can go to these islands at any time, and they're covered in skeleton pirates, which of course you can fight, and you can try to get to the orb yourself. Or if you're aboard Flameheart's ship and you have pledged yourself to him, you can sail to one of these islands with Flameheart's ships. And because you're pledged to Flameheart's, the skeletons now work on your side and will help you fend off other players, other pirates that might also be trying to get the loot inside. And so all you have to do is not only fight the other players, but try to solve the puzzles yourself to get the loot. So that's the interesting thing. You have this season 13 will have this persistent event that you can tackle at any point in time you think you're ready to tackle it on. And if you so choose, if you choose not to take the ship over, and you, the player, become the persistent event. And that is such a cool idea.
That is a
Like,
cool
and I'm
idea.
not even that into PvP, but the fact that the idea of a player becoming part of an event, because other players can
Yeah.
come after you and try to sink you as well, or other
Yeah.
players can come on the ship and try to take the ship from you so that they can captain the ship. And that sounds really fucking cool. Now, going back to what I said about the world being kind of lived in, this is already in game right now. The islands that are going to be converted to these dungeons that the skeletons will take over, that you can go to and try to find these orbs or whatever, already has blueprints, some sort of building material gathered on several of these islands. And over the next several months, we can go back to these islands and we're going to see more of it built up. So it's like the construction is actually happening in game until the final release of season 13, and these new islands will be ready to go and all of that. And that is really cool to me. I love seeing worlds that act like they're like things are actually happening and
Yeah.
evolving and good, instead of like so many other games. Oh, there's this new section of island that's appeared out of the ground. You go there and the island's just there. Well, that's not how Sea of
Yeah.
Thieves does.
Honestly, like when full disclaimer putting out in the world.
Mhm.
Of course, we're going to start with smaller kind of games first, see
Mhm.
what we can put out there. But one of the big game ideas I want for Cracked Media is a playable, expandable world with it that actually makes sense. That people fight over location, shit happens. The player's actions correlate directly to the fucking world.
Kind of what
I,
you were hoping Albion Online was, right? Was it
Exactly.
Albion? Yeah,
It's like, I mean, they kinda have that aspect.
but it didn't like follow through with it.
It's not like it's more of just like a territory grab kind of thing. It's not really like manipulating the environment, so to speak. It's
Right, right.
it's like, oh, this guild owns this territory, whatever cool they can do, they get this kind of benefit. Um
I think there would be a really cool market for a game like what you're talking about. Like it would be really cool. Now, granted, you would need a pretty significant team because this is going to be
oh
a
yeah.
lot of work that's going to be going in. But I could definitely see like the game at launch designed to be like, this is a world that is going to evolve.
Yeah.
How are we going to evolve it? We are going to create assets and things that are going to be ready to go, and we just need to decide how to implement them when the time comes. But have it kind of like, okay, players are spawned in this new world. It's not a lot going, and maybe have like the first few seasons be the war of territory as the tribes come about and
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
and they create deal, and then once the war goes on for a certain amount of time, like, okay, these are the results. This group decided to side with this faction and took over these territories. Many of players decided to ally with this faction and took over, maybe 33% of the map. This group, this many players went with this faction and took over, 12% of the group. Let's lock those in and then go into an adventure mode season where
Mm.
the players now can go on quests and things as we build up the different regions. And over the next few seasons, the areas that were taken over by the various factions that were hero championed by the players, by the community, those are the areas we build up. And now this is a city owned by this faction. And
Mhm.
now this is a city where before it was just wilderness, and have things like that, build the communities, build the cities, and build the adventures based off of that. And then after that, maybe we'll have another war, but now we have buildings and fortifications and fortresses and stuff. Have another war of territory to see if some of these other factions can manage to eke out some more territory. And just kind of have a back and forth every few seasons, have like an actual war and change the map based on the results of the war. And then maybe by the third or fourth major season of these wars and territorial disputes that the players are actually having a say in, rather than it just being, oh, there's a war off in the far off lands of Angramar, that you just hear about it like you do in other RPGs. No, that war is actually happening and players are actually participating in the war
Yeah.
as soldiers. you know um then once everything has kind of solidified with it, hit them with a world-shattering event. A BBEG NPC appears, and now it's the players from the various factions have to decide who they're going to work with and work towards, fighting this BBEG. And maybe there's some backstabbing, maybe there's some treachery, maybe there's some alliances. How does the community react and work with the other members of the community to fight this faction? Do they win? do they lose? Do they lose? Do the player base lose against this insurmountable threat? And now one of the cities is a big fucking crater now. You know,
Yeah.
that kind of evolving world, I would love to see in a game. As much as I dislike PvP, I would be fascinated by a game that operated like that. But man, I understand the amount of work that it would cause. They would need a fuck ton of money. Someone would need a crap ton of money to be able to take on a project like that, because that's a lot of work.
Honestly, that's one reason why I'm so interested in PAX Day.
Hmm.
That's actually, I think they said they're hitting early access this month. If
Mm.
anybody wants to go check
Oh
it out.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but that's like an open world full loot. Basically what New World should have been in terms of like
yeah.
survival aspect, loot and all that.
And I
Um,
think that's what some people were hoping it was to be, and it wasn't.
yeah, but the one thing I don't think PAX Day is going to have is that adaptability to the territory. Like
Yeah.
there's one like, you got your starter territory, and of course, the deeper you go into the map, the better loot, stuff like
More
that.
more Wild West it becomes.
Yeah, but it's not like I don't think they're gonna have that like world
No.
progression sort of
Yeah.
aspect. But
I,
it
I
sounds
think
interesting.
I think there's definitely a market in there for a game that evolves with the players.
Hmm.
I think we're at a point in time where the interest is there, the technology is there. If not, it's almost there to be able to handle it. It just comes down to manpower and cash flow. Honestly,
Yeah.
you throw enough money at it, somebody will be able to do it. But I think that, and I'm going to say something really controversial to some groups. I
Oh,
think if artificial intelligence really becomes a big part of development, as far as being able to handle evolving worlds, if they can nail out all the kinks and stuff like that, get rid of the foot fetish out of the system, and you know
Mhm.
and but if they can get AI to help them with that, which would cut down on the number of man hour, because I mean, don't get me wrong. I do not want AI to replace people's jobs. However, when it comes to massive idea projects like that, as long as the same amount of people that would have been hired are still being hired, having an AI program that helps with some of the workload and everything to make it function, I think would be a great. I mean, it'd be like Star Trek. It's like, hey, I want this kind of world. Help me create it. What's the steps we could do? Send the AI to generate some of the data, some of the workload, while everybody else, the actual human beings, nail down the finer points. And
Yeah.
work out the little wonkiness that AI inevitably does. But as long as some of the workload, as long as it becomes a tool to make the job easier for the same amount of people that would have been in the studio to begin with, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're quite there yet. But I think it's on the horizon. I really do. And
I
I
don't
think
when it
I
comes
think
to
with something like that,
when
it'll
it
be
comes
fine.
to coding and development, I don't think AI is going to be at that
Oh
quote
no, we're
unquote
nowhere
replaceable
there yet.
point for at least another 5 to 10 years. And
At the very
that's
most,
a shocking number. 5 to 10
that
is like
is really, but yeah.
it's shocking as fuck. But yeah, as long as they can like generate the
Mm.
tedious stuff and humans still, flesh out the finer details, like I mean, it could work.
And not only that, something that this kind of touches on one of the topics that I was wanting to talk about that one Sunday before kind of canceled, because I wasn't able to do the amount of research on it that I really wanted to. But I met with a gentleman um, several weeks ago. Went and partied with a friend of mine who's trying to go to Mars. So I'm just hanging out with some very very smart affluent people. And he introduced me to the guy who lived in the penthouse of the building he was living in, and this guy is basically working on the internet 3.0. And I'm not going to be able to get into the finer points and details about what makes it amazing, or how it works and everything, because I'm just not nearly qualified to do it. My friend gave me a lot of credit, saying, you need to talk to Kefka. If anybody's going to understand what you're, this guy. And I'm like, try. I was able to understand the importance of what he was working on. I may not have been able to understand the full technical details of it, but once he explained what he was trying to do, it's going to change the internet. Absolutely. Because right now okay, so this is both a problem with the internet in general, and also it really kind of with AI with the problem. It's really kind of the same problem in that, okay, as content creators, where's our production? What is the content that we produce? It's on servers. Do we own these servers? No, we do not. As Twitch streamers, Amazon owns these servers. Technically, Amazon owns our content. If you go to Facebook and you are an artist that draws or paints and things, and you upload an image onto Facebook, while you do have a certain amount of rights to it, that picture that exists on their server is technically in the possession of Facebook.
Mhm.
And that is true for any other artistic media, any data. That's why companies have such an easy time selling our data to other businesses. And Juice died. Oh no. Juice, come back, somebody grab the
Yeah, Juice
Phoenix
is
down.
dead.
No.
I think he has to go do something. We should probably wrap this up.
Okay,
But
sorry about
um,
that.
Yeah, we're
um,
running late anyway. I mean, this could be an episode in itself.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's like
long story short, what he is working on will basically make it to where everybody kind of has their own persona on the internet, and through a system that is very similar to how Bitcoin verifies information, which is apparently what gives it its buying power, because it's verified constantly. The same verification project process will be applied to content, will be applied to your persona, so that if I upload a video tomorrow under the internet 3.0, then every other system that comes into contact with that content, whether they view it, make use of it or not, verifies the validity of that content, and that the ownership of that content belongs to me. And I think that will go a massive way towards decentralizing content ownership outside of the hands of the companies that just simply own the servers that the data is stored on, back into the hands of content creators. And I think that is a significant step in the right direction. And I hope this guy, he is being paid a disgusting amount of money, and rightly so. So I wish this guy, I'm not going to name drop him because I have no idea if I should or not, but I wish this guy all the best, because if he succeeds, it is going to change everything. Dog, you okay? You slipped and fell.
I'm down to make an episode out of that. Would be a
I'd have to
definitely
do my research though.
definitely
I was
something
just going
to
half cocked.
definitely something to talk about.
Yeah,
Especially when it comes to future content and gaming in general, stuff like that. Um, but yeah, we are
sorry.
30 minutes over time. I was not paying super
As per
attention.
usual.
As
Yeah,
per
as per
usual, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, as per usual.
It is what it is.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for having me on. It's always a pleasure. I look forward to doing this again with y'all sometimes. and
Yeah.
hopefully I'll have better stuff to talk about too.
No,
Always have good stuff to
there's
talk about.
always something to talk about, dude. Feel free to throw your guys' socials in chat. Gamers, viewers, if you haven't joined the Discord already, go ahead and do so. For those of you who don't know, we do officially have Crack-Media online. If you guys would like to see some of our current content creators and their work, looking to get more people up there. If you guys have any work you want, basically, if you do or do not have a portfolio of your own, like Crack Media can be your portfolio. I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking for anything like that. I just want people who put in the effort for their work to be seen for their work. So if you want a space, feel free to reach out. I'm always here, always available, always in the Discord. Um, Again, we should definitely talk about watch party for events and tournaments and stuff. I'll
Yeah.
start trying to get a schedule in the Discord and try to like keep up on when those events are going to run, so we can be a little more organized on that.
Can I shill for a bit? Just for real fast?
What's up?
Can I shill for a minute?
Yeah, sure.
So that last link that I posted, I currently have some merch from my channel that you can check out there. I'm currently showcasing some Pride merch for the month of June. This is a limited time run of this merchandise. If you want to go check it out, I'm actually fixing to go right after this, go make some more images so we can have a few more shirts that are a little bit more inclusive to the different members of the Pride community. So go check it out. Drop some support on the channel, and thank you in advance.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Links also on crack-media.com if you forget. But yeah, episode 26. Kefka, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for sporging. Honestly, I can't wait. We got so much shit in the works, and I'm here for it, and I hope you guys are too.
I'm
But
down to
Hell
see how it
yeah.
comes. Look out.
it's gonna be great. We got this shit. But until next episode, we'll see you in a week and a half on Wednesday for the next side quest, followed by, of course, episode 27, whom I totally have somebody for already. I swear. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Podcast application, please help me out here.
Bell, you should
But
totally do an interview.
with that said, episode 26. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Juice, Kyle, Kefka. Love y'all. Deuces.
Later, guys.